Welcome to this episode of the Poppa Show. Sport my Boston gear, drinking my donkeys. Listen, I have to say it because you know what? Yeah, I'm a Patriots fan, but I'm also a Brady's fan. And my man, taking that up to 7. 7 rings. Way to go, Tom Brady. Way to go, Tampa Bay Bucks, too. Congratulations. Y'all deserve that win. Kansas City, maybe next year. Listen, Patrick Mahomes, I don't lose faith in you. I know you had a hurt ankle and all that. I think that you are the next Tom Brady in the making. So I'm waiting to see what the next several years brings for you. And good luck against Tom again next year. You're going to need it. All right. So send out my props to the GOAT. I want to get that out of the way. I just want to talk a little bit about, what's work-life balance for you and what's your goals and expectations in your personal growth and what you currently do on your job. So we all have to strive for certain things, right? Because you can go with the flow. And here's something I said recently on one of my social media platforms. You could just go with the flow, and the word flow basically means movement, right? But you can also become static, because if you just go with the flow and you're not really doing anything else besides go with the flow, that's static. Yes, it defines movement, but what are you moving to? It's just the same thing day in and day out. You're going with the flow. So basically you've got to, challenge yourself, take on tasks, and then, you become more dynamic. You become the purveyor is another choice words I like to use. So you become the purveyor and the master of your craft, and then you control the outcome. So you've now has made your going with the flow somewhat dynamic by taking on extra tasks, learning new skill sets, and any employer will happily show people how to take on and do new things, especially if they show interest in it. And that way you're building yourself up for somewhere along the line where an opportunity can come up, and then you have a better opportunity to possibly get that position. You just can't really say, I'm going to put my time in, I'm going to go with the flow, and because I've been here, I must know it, so I'm the best candidate for that job. And that's not always the case. And you've got to really, of course, understand how to fail, and to fail well to succeed. Because failing well means that, you understand why you failed. You've looked at it. You've looked at the metrics and decided that I understand why I failed. I've got to make these changes, and then you turn that into a success. So when you fail, fail well. And another thing too is that, listen, you could have the world's best resume. You could have been involved in every aspect of a position that comes up, right? Yet there is another person who has the same skill sets, but they may have 1 or 2 attributes more than you, and that could be the defining difference. Whether you think that they're more qualified than you or not, it so happens that those 2 extra attributes is the defining difference from deciding whether or not that position is going to be awarded to you or to somebody else. And then it's how you react to whether you got that or you didn't get it, and grow from that. And then now you've got to set yourself up. Those are 2 attributes that you were missing, 2 skill sets that you didn't have that you could have possibly gotten a position over, are 2 things that you should take that task on and learn if it's possible, or be taught those specific skill sets. So if another opportunity comes up, and then you also, from that point, find something else that will define you differently than everybody else. And that would fall under the lines of being a dynamic flow at work versus a static flow. And everybody says that, can that be so? Because, again, static flow means it's just a flow. There's no bumps, there's no waves, it's just flowing right along. And it's just, you go with the flow. Dynamic flow, there's turns, there's twists. You can influence how that flow goes, and then therefore you are now in charge of what's going on with your day-to-day, and you're learning new skill sets, and it's going to obviously help excel you at what you do. But you've got to make that decision. You can't let someone else make it for you. You can't expect that they're just going to come forward and ask you to learn a new skill. You have to have interest. And then that's going to be the defining difference. Where you take your current position to. If you want it to stay the same, you do nothing and you go with the flow. If you want to make a change, then you learn new skill sets, put yourself out there, and then you go with the dynamic flow. That's all I got. Man, I had a lot more. I'll come back. Ready? We're going to hit the magic pause. Wow, that magic pause button worked, right? Now that I got rid of that ridiculous crumb that was hanging on my lip over here, how embarrassing, right? And I got these cool shades on. Let's kind of move away from the whole work thing and talk more about, making changes in your personal life, right? Again, we do things day in and day out, and then we always make these goals that, let's talk about weight loss. We talk about getting out there and moving a little bit. And if you live in a city like mine, there's always these things, of course, the mayors will get involved for health-wise, or there's just groups out there that you can go meet with. If you really don't have to drive, you'll find out if you get yourself out there and then you find a group that's biking, walking, running, park yoga for all, you ain't catching me do park yoga, but park yoga, just something to be part of a group of. You might be influenced more to be out there and stay active, and you meet more friends doing it, and you'll feel good about yourself. Me and a bunch of co-workers and a bunch of people in the city I live, we're on the Mayor's 90-90 Challenge. It's move 90 miles within 90 days. It's basically a mile or do exercise that equates to miles. And then biking and all that, inside, outside, or walking, running, CrossFit, they all count to these points to reach the end goal. And then become part of a diet competition. Like I'm on the second run for where I work. I've set it up once. We're on the second run. Be a part of something. Just be active. If you're like me, I'm going to hit the big 5-0 at the end of this year. And I don't want to do it like a lump on the log. I want to be able to keep moving. You got to, get to grease the squeaky wheel. See what I mean? You got to get out there and be active. So, yeah, man, just find to be a part of something. And, if you're hearing me, if you're seeing me, and you see these glasses on, I'm a little more animated. I'm passionate about that. Don't just say that you don't want to do anything. Just find it. Just try it. You might find out that if you get out there and you got someone else to go with, phone a friend that you ain't talked to in a while. See what they're doing. And maybe, you're asking them is going to drive them. And it's going to drive each other. You know what I mean? You get out there. Just, be happy, be healthy. Tell your family you love them. Love life. And love the person that stares back at you every morning in the mirror. Because I know everybody is getting ready to go to work or do something or take a shower, whatever. You're getting out. Who you looking at? You're looking at you. And tell yourself, God damn it, you love yourself. That's it. Poppa B's out of here. And hopefully you take some of this information away. Always click subscribe, hit like, share. That's no BS. That's no over there. Backwards camera. Anyways, thank you all for watching. And until the next one. Poppa B is out of here.